What's up everybody? Welcome to another video, and today what I'm going to teach you is how to properly place a stencil for a tattoo on actual human skin. So there's plenty of different tattoo application products out there. So today what I'm going to teach you is how I do it, what I've found throughout 10 years in this industry, what works best for me, and what I use for different stencil applications. So you don't have to go through the hassle of trying them all out. If you're new to the channel, I'm Brandon from Tattooing 101, and make sure you like and subscribe down below and hit that little bell notification so you can be updated on our new videos coming out. Okay, so before we get into it, there's a couple things you're going to need in order to create this stencil and actually to apply it to human skin. So the things that you are going to need is going to be your stencil primer. I like to use green gold. There's also ones out there like Anchored. I also use that for some types of stencils. There's stencil stuff. There's tons of stuff out there. I definitely recommend green gold and Anchored, but there's tons more out there that I'm sure work fine. Next would be alcohol or hand sanitizer. This is what I use to prep the skin before I put the stencil stuff down on the skin. It helps it stay and just cleans off all of the skin from all the oils, so it helps it stay longer throughout a tattoo. Obviously you're going to need a stencil, so we have a stencil already printed out. Now you could do this by hand or with a stencil machine, it really doesn't matter. This application process works for both. Then obviously what you're going to need is going to be razors, paper towels, and also gloves. You want to make sure you are wearing gloves at all times. Awesome, so let's get into it. Alright, so let's get into how to apply a stencil. So the first thing you're going to want to do is clean the area. So what you're going to do is grab your soap bottle and clean the area that you're about to lay the stencil on. And then what you're going to do is use your razor, and you're going to make sure you shave the area. When you're shaving, you want to make sure you're shaving enough that you can get a good picture and not have a ton of hair hanging out in the background, because it really takes away from the actual tattoo. Awesome, so now everything's shaved. What I do is use hand sanitizer or alcohol, and what I'm going to do is spray down on this area. What that's going to do is get rid of all of the oils on the skin to help the stencil stay better through the time of the tattoo. So after you wipe down with alcohol, then you grab your stencil applicator or your stencil primer. What I'm using right here is green gold. Now depending on the actual stencil, if there's a ton of really tiny lines, I'll use Anchored. But for like more neo-traditional stuff like that, I really like to use this green gold. It works really well for the stencils that I make. Well, before you put this on, you want to make sure you're using your stencil and marking it up, making sure you have the appropriate room to put down, and you lay it down and then you're going to make a little mark. What I like to do is make 3 marks, 3 or 4 depending on where it is on the body, just so you could get it all matched up perfectly to where you want to put it on the actual body. And sometimes you'll have a little bit of residual stencil stay on the skin right there. What I do is just grab a little bit of alcohol again and wipe that clean. Awesome, now we could use our green gold, and what you're trying to look for when you first put it on, you don't want to put it on thick. You want it just sticky enough without it being overpowering, because it'll smear everywhere. So what I do, I like to rub it in a little bit, making sure it gets to that sticky consistency that I'm looking for, and then I will put the stencil down. Awesome, and then when you put your stencil down, you're just going to match up your lines to the lines you just put down. When it's matched up, you just lay it down, and I like to lightly press down on it and just hold it there for a couple of seconds. Making sure the full stencil is down on the skin. Then from there you could just peel it off. And that is your stencil. What I like to do here is I'll just use a paper towel and just pat down on the area to get all the residual stencil stuff and the transfer ink off of it, so it's not so clumped up together, which would cause it to smear. So just patting it down like that 1 or 2 times will help out with the drying and not have it smear everywhere. So from here, all you need to do is wait about 15 minutes so it has time to dry completely, so you could get into the tattoo. And with this is how I do it to make stencils stay through time. It'll hold up for 3+ hours without having any issues at all. So this is the best way possible to lay a stencil. So this is how I create a perfect stencil every time for the tattoos that I do. I do have a question for everyone, so all you have to do is leave a comment down below of what you think the answer is. So when you are creating stencils and putting stencils on your clients, should you be wearing gloves the whole time? I've seen this multiple times in the tattoo industry to where people are putting on stencils without wearing gloves. I want to hear your input on that matter. And as always, all you have to do is like and subscribe down below and hit that little bell notification to be updated on all our future videos we come out with every week. And also, I wanted to let you guys know that I made a video specifically on how to create a stencil. If you have any questions on how to hand stencil or how to use a stencil machine, all you have to do is look at the link down below, and I'll leave a link there to send you to that other video to help you guys out. And as always, you have a wonderful day.